So
who cares?
Danielle said, listen, you Googling Owen really sent me over the edge. And Owen jumps in and said, listen, we also have a kid coming and I have a pregnant partner and I can't be dealing with all this toxic stuff. This is the point she was trying to make. This is what Danielle was doing to her when she was pregnant way back when.
Danielle said it to her face, like, you're going to move in with him? Everything she said, from what I remember, she said to Lindsay's face, like a real friend. Messy. She just cannot admit when she's done something wrong, or she cannot be accountable if someone's upset with her for any of her behavior. It's the worst character trait you can have. Damn well you did something wrong.
Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
And we are talking about In the City Reunion Part 2. But before we do, I'd like to ask everyone to please head over to YouTube and hit subscribe. Go to Instagram and follow us, TikTok and Facebook. Give us 5-star reviews, comment, like, share it with your friends. And if you've done it already, thank you very much. So we start off with Whitney apologizing to Lindsay once again for the comment that she made about being a single mom.
Did she say single?
She did.
She did say
Whitney
single.
did. Whitney
she did say single.
Lindsay did not. Whitney
I didn't
said
remember
it.
if
Lindsay
Whitney
did
said
not.
single.
Yes.
Right.
So, and Lindsay is
she was using the mom card.
She was using the mom card, but she was
using the mom card.
But she was not using the single mom card. They're two
Right.
different cards.
Okay.
There's like an ace and
cards.
a king of hearts. Okay? It's
All
an
right, I
ace
get
of
you now.
spades or a king of hearts. Like they're
Right.
two different cards.
Two different cards.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
So the card
Let's
is the
get
problem.
this straight.
All
Right. It's the
Yes.
card.
Yes.
Right. So Lindsay's saying that she's going to need to give 15 more apologies out to all the moms in America. Okay, Lindsay, back up. She does not need to apologize to any moms in America. Think that's
I really
a bit
don't even
dramatic.
think she needed to apologize to her.
She did, because Lindsay felt, the Queen Lindsay felt she wanted the apology. So then Andy asked...
But then she doesn't even accept it, right?
No, she doesn't. She absolutely does not accept it. She does not accept it. She puts it out there. I'm not accepting it. Okay.
And listen, let's just call this what it is. Lindsay, Georgina, and Yvonne are a package deal. Yvonne and Lindsay are Yvonne and Georgina are never going to go against anything Lindsay says. So from now on, we need to come up with a nickname for the 3 of them, because they are one
not
and
minions.
the same.
Yeah, let's think about it.
Minions to me, that's too basic.
No.
Wendy likes
it's
minions,
basic.
so we can't say minions anyway.
No, exactly. I do like minions. They are my favorite thing.
They are so cute.
So then Andy asks Yvonne, we want to hear from you. Yvonne said, listen, I understand Lindsay because I've seen her go through hell this last year. And Yvonne's saying, you're trying to defend me by attacking Lindsay. You're attacking Lindsay because she's not giving it up to me, and that's what she should be doing for our friendship. And I understand what Yvonne's saying. What are you doing? This is my best friend. I agree with what Yvonne is saying. Whitney was going about it the wrong way, and I think that, honestly, that was just her cover-up at this point.
It was totally her cover-up.
I think Whitney's plan was to try and take down the Queen Bee, and I think she probably got that direction from Kenny, because I think that Kenny thought that that would be great if his girlfriend could take down the Queen Bee, but he totally underestimated Lindsay. That's my opinion.
I don't think it's over. And I think Whitney's coming back in season 2 even stronger on this pursuit.
Okay.
And I hope she does.
I'm here for it.
Yep,
I'm
me
here
too.
for it.
She needs another ally, though, because Danielle's not it. Danielle's good. She needs somebody else, though.
There's no one left.
So then,
Lindsay's got all these people.
Well, she's got Yvonne and she's got Georgina.
And Gavin. And Nick.
And Kyle. And Nick.
Yep.
Yeah, she does have all these people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
The boys.
So then Andy asks where Lindsay and Yvonne are now. And Lindsay's like, yeah, we talk 100 times a day. Of course, they're BFFs. And even Nick chimes in, like, he's so happy that they have each other. Like,
yeah, they're a throuple.
They're a throuple now. I'm like, okay. Then Andy brings up Lindsay and Danielle and the whole issue with the blogs and the homewrecker situation. And Lindsay asks Danielle, like, why are you on the show? And Lindsay says, like, listen, you went after me season by season with your like laundry list of things that I did wrong. And I thought we were in a good place. And Lindsay said, well, we were in a good place. But then in your confessionals from Summer House, like she's going way back. And that's where the problem lies. Because it wasn't Summer House this past year, 2025. It was Summer House 2024. So in Summer House 2024, Danielle would say things in the confessional about Lindsay, whether it be about, she doesn't live with the baby daddy. And this is while she was pregnant when she came on and she announced that she was pregnant. And Danielle came in as her friend to announce that she was pregnant. And she felt like after watching it back that Danielle did not have her back. But there was never a conversation with Danielle because what happened was Danielle wasn't on the show next year because according to Danielle, she chose to not go back to Summer House in 2025. I don't know if that's the case or...
I don't know either.
If Lindsay said, I don't want her back.
Well, it might not have even taken Lindsay saying that. It's just if Danielle and Lindsay weren't in a good place,
right?
Where are we?
So
it's
now,
not like Danielle was close with anybody else.
Now, what does Lindsay mean that she was always protecting Danielle?
Nothing, because that made zero sense.
I was wondering about that.
I
was like, what
their
is she
friendship kept Danielle employed on the show of Summer House, unless she meant that. Because than that, it made no sense.
Okay.
Well, I think what she was talking about, because then it came up, a listener or viewer asked about Danielle and Carl's relationship. So Danielle, and we said this, Danielle and Carl dated before Lindsay even met Carl. So I didn't know the exact timeline. So Danielle dated Carl for 3 months, according to Danielle. And that was 1 year before Danielle came on to Summer House. So
because she wasn't on season 1, Danielle.
Right. Carl and Lindsay
Carl and Kyle have been Summer House OGs season 1.
See, I thought she
season.
said that they dated for 3 months before Carl had his first season on Summer House.
No, before Danielle's.
Okay.
Before Danielle's.
It was a year before Summer House season 1 filmed. So by season, yes, you're right. So they dated for 3 months a year before Summer House season 1 even filmed.
Right.
So Summer House wasn't even being filmed.
A thing.
Right. Okay.
And then by season 2, when Danielle joined, she and Lindsay became very close.
Okay.
And then season 4 is when Lindsay and Carl hook up for the first time. Yeah, it's hard to follow.
It is.
But at least we're not talking about Kyle and Amanda. So let's embrace it.
Yes, let's
It is very hard to follow. So Danielle is saying, Lindsay's saying, listen, I protected you all these seasons. I was your girl. But I'll be honest with you. There was a lot of times during the seasons where Danielle had Lindsay's back, especially during COVID, especially when she was dating
Steve.
Why can't you make a sandwich for me?
Yeah, his first name was Steve. Savvy.
Savvy, right?
Something.
Something. Whatever his name was, nobody really cares. Danielle was there for Lindsay. Danielle always had Lindsay's back, right?
Always. Blindly loyal, Danielle was.
Yes, Danielle was. Now, in the meantime, like Danielle wasn't an official Summer House castmate. She kind of came in and out, and she was dating somebody who was a chef at a restaurant.
Robert.
Right. Who then wound up working at Gavin's restaurant now in the city that Gavin owns. So it's honestly, it's very convoluted. But Danielle says, listen, I thought we were good. And then I get on In the City. And then you give me this like laundry list of things of why you're mad at me season by season by season. And Lindsay's like, listen, we were good until you did this the last season. You were on Summer House. And I didn't talk to you because I was then pregnant. I had my own shit going on. I wasn't worried about you. I was moving forward. You can't come on this show now and don't think that I'm going to bring it up because that's what we do.
Yeah, but it is kind of ridiculous that we're watching a reunion for In the City and all we're talking about is Kyle and Amanda's relationship that we saw on Summer House and now Lindsay and Danielle's friendship that we saw on Summer House.
On Summer House, right.
What are we doing?
Right.
I know. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then the other thing that Danielle brings up is there was never an OTPHJ, an over-the-pants hand job. OTPHJ, in case you're wondering.
Yes.
All right.
So,
Go ahead, Cal.
in season 4, Lindsay and Carl hook up of Summer House. They have a thing and then they end it. And then supposedly in the back
Carl
of an Uber
says.
ride after that, according to what Carl has said, Danielle gave him a hand job in the back of an Uber. Now,
But this was while Carl was in the throes of his addiction.
alcohol, cocaine,
Okay.
Yes.
hardcore.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So we're thinking,
Not the most reliable source.
Not the
Right.
most reliable source. No.
right. I mean,
But now-
I feel like it's going to take a lot to get somebody to actually give you a hand job in the back of an Uber. Now, I haven't taken many Uber rides in my life because of my age.
Well, because you don't live in the city. If you lived in the city, you'd be taking Uber rides.
We do. Right.
It's true because we know how I feel about the subway. But I don't know. I feel like I don't want to judge anybody, but I feel like Danielle's a little bit classy to be giving hand jobs out in the back of an Uber.
She's saying she didn't do it. And honestly, how do you even give an over the pants hand job? Let's just put that out there.
I mean, it's
I mean, Andy says, okay, so you're rubbing him?
exactly.
Danielle says no. Because listen, at this point, we're 4 years out. And she's with the father of her baby in her belly while we're sitting
Right.
there.
Right.
Right?
Where
Like,
are you going
this isn't a
dredging old
conversation.
shit like
It
that?
Right.
this happened 4 years
Right.
ago.
Right.
They only stopped being best friends. You know how Bravo people love to throw best friends out. Like, what, 2.5 years ago? Like,
Right.
if Lindsay knew about this when it happened, she had plenty
Right.
of time to mention this.
Right.
This is the first
Right.
we're hearing of it, and it seems like it's the first Danielle's hearing of it. And by the way, who fucking cares? You got a kid with somebody else.
Right.
She's having a kid with somebody else.
Right.
Carl's
So Danielle's-
sober. Like, let's move
Right.
on.
Carl's sober. Lindsay and Carl are now friends. There's so much that's
Yeah.
going on. So
Who cares?
Danielle said, listen, you Googling Owen, like, really sent me over the edge. And that really, like, it set us back. And Owen jumps in and said, listen, we also have a kid coming and I have a pregnant partner and I can't be dealing with all this toxic stuff. And Lindsay's like, yeah, isn't that crazy? Because this is the point she was trying to make. This is what Danielle was doing to her when she was pregnant way back when.
She really wasn't. Danielle wasn't Googling anybody.
No,
Danielle
she wasn't.
talking
She
mad
was not.
smack behind Lindsay's back. Danielle said it to her face, like, you're going to move in with him? Like, everything she said, from what I remember, she said to Lindsay's face, like a real friend. Lindsay is being messy. She just cannot admit when she's done something wrong, or she cannot be accountable if someone's upset with her for any of her behavior. It's the worst character trait you can have, not apologizing when you know damn well you did something wrong.
I know. I 100% agree with you. And honestly, I like Lindsay, but that about Lindsay, I do not like. She does not own her shit, and she has a very hard time apologizing. So I'm not really sure why it is I like her, but I still like her. I
go back
like
and
her.
forth. It's ebbs and flows with me with her.
I know. I get it. So Andy says, like, that's exactly what Lindsay's pointing out. And Andy asked Danielle, now that you are pregnant, like, does it make sense that you see what went wrong in your relationship with Lindsay? Like, the opposite way. And she said, listen, yes, I do. But I would have liked that we had this conversation at the time that it happened. Like,
Right.
sometimes
not 4
it
years
feels
later.
like,
Yeah.
right. Sometimes it's like, it feels like you're not done punishing me. And Lindsay said,
Exactly.
I'm so sick and tired of taking the heat and protecting Danielle, which we said is bullshit. Like, first of all, this whole season, you did zero to protect her. You did zero. So what are you talking about? 4 years ago when you protected her? Because,
Right.
it's been a long time.
Yeah, that I didn't think that
Right.
made any sense.
And then Lindsay said, the next thing you know, you're on the show. And Danielle said, okay, that's what this is about. Because I do feel like that's what this is about.
And she
Absolutely.
called that out at the dinner, at the wedding dinner. She said,
Yes,
"So
yes.
that's the
And Owen
problem."
said, you're the only one here with toxic drama. Listen, I think Owen should have just kept his damn mouth shut. This was not his fight to be having. He needed
No,
to
I
just
think-
sit back there and put his hand on her shoulder and make
And let
Danielle
her-
feel good. He
right,
needed to
let her make the
never
money.
open his mouth unless he was spoken to. That needed to be Owen's job.
I think it's great that he did what he did, because you can Google him all you want. You could say he was married. You could say she's a homewrecker. You could say, but he's sitting behind her right now, showing up for her in every way possible. So go ahead,
that's a good
Google,
point. That's
do
a
what you
good
got to
point.
do.
That's
Yeah,
a good
right?
point. But I think he would have.
Because who's sitting next to Lindsay?
Nobody.
You mean behind
Exactly.
Lindsay? Nobody,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, but yeah, behind is right.
Yeah. So that's when Lindsay's like, I don't know what you thought was going to happen. You're popping up on the show and you think we're not going to talk about it. Like, that's why I said that at the wedding. And she said, and then Andy said, well, speaking of the wedding, what about Danielle's dress? Now I'm like, oh my gosh.
I can't.
We are
believe it.
now
Right.
talking about whether a dress is pink or white. Seriously, does anybody on this planet give a shit? Does anybody care?
No.
And
it
if
was
that's
a third fucking wedding for Yvonne, or however many weddings she had.
Celebration.
Who cares
It was
if
a
she
dinner.
wore white? You
was a
weren't
dinner.
walking down the aisle being given away by somebody. Like,
right. And
you
listen,
have
if
your
that's
moment. It's your
if that's
night.
the worst thing
Exactly.
that she does is wear a pale pink dress.
Yes,
but now,
which, by the way,
really,
did look great on her.
it did look great on
amazing.
her.
It was a beautiful dress.
Yeah,
It was. It really was.
I mean,
But-
my God, get
but
over
if you
it.
do have to text that many people about it, you did kind of know it was going to be.
Danielle admits that.
You
She
had
admits
some
her wrong.
reservations about it, right?
And
Right.
yep, in retrospect, she admits that she shouldn't have worn it, and she also apologizes for retaliating with the word bitch.
With the bitch.
She
comment,
apologizes, right?
Right.
So I feel
Right.
like Danielle has done what she needs to do about the damn dress.
Yes,
Right.
She's
absolutely.
apologized to Yvonne.
She's-
She's
she's-
apologized.
Taking more accountability for the dress thing than Lindsay has for anything ever on any show she's been on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. I 100% agree. I totally agree. So then Andy asks Danielle, you said Amanda was the person you trusted the least. Now, this was on Summer House, by the way. What about her made you feel that way? And looking at the situation today, do you feel vindicated? And Danielle said, you've already asked me that. And I said, yes. But that comment came from, like, I felt like I never really understood her. Like, I never got to know her. And then Amanda jumps in and said, listen, like, I understand what she's saying. Like, we were never in a place of a friendship. Like, I never let her in fully. Like, we had a surface level friendship. So the fact that she said that to me, I totally get it. So the fact that Amanda is validating what Danielle said, I thought was a little interesting, because I feel like two things are going on here. One, Amanda is trying to secure a spot in the city because she knows she screwed up Summer House.
Yes.
Right? And she knows that, Kyle and Lindsay, that ship has sailed. She's going to have a hard time with Yvonne and Georgina. She's got to look to Danielle and Lexi at this point to save her.
Yep.
This is what I'm thinking, right?
I agree.
So good for you, Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Amanda, Andy asked Danielle, like, what is your current relationship with Amanda, given what happened with her and Wes? Like, and what is your relationship with Wes? She's like, I have no relationship with Wes, and I never will.
Never.
Right. I think what you did was an absolute mistake and horrendous, and I think you should not have done it. I did appreciate when you texted me and Owen about you looking back on our situation where you were talking about me being a homewrecker. And Kyle's like, wait, what did she text you? because now Kyle's curious as to what's going on here. And she's like, well, listen, she texted apologizing for the way she acted and came at us as homewreckers. And Amanda said, listen, before the season came out, I was doing a lot of reflecting. And Danielle said, we both appreciated it. I still think, there's still a lot of shit for us to go through to sort out. And Amanda said she gives this big heartfelt apology. I'd like to apologize to you both again. After watching those scenes, I cringed. I actually had to fast forward. I couldn't watch myself. I deeply apologize for the way I handled it. Like, that was a real apology or a way to get you back on season 2 of In the City.
Exactly.
One of the two. But Andy points out, listen, as I'm sitting here and I'm reflecting a few months back at your apology at the Summer House reunion, your apology to Danielle was clear, sincere, taking ownership, very remorseful. And I was kind of thinking, like, if you had that same apology towards Sierra on that day, things would have went a lot differently.
No.
Well,
because Sierra was not giving her
that's
any
it.
opportunity
Sarah was not, right,
to say anything.
No, she wasn't. She absolutely wasn't. That's you're 100% right. And, he says, like, how do you have that clarity with Danielle when your betrayal to Sierra's friendship was a lot stronger? And what Amanda's response is, listen, I was terrified going into that, and I tried to. And then they show back where she does start out the reunion, and Sierra immediately cuts her off and shuts her down. And she said, listen, I know I caused pain. I'm not making excuses. But every time I try to say something, I get cut up, I get interrupted, that I couldn't speak. She's like, and then all of a sudden, I just became defensive, which is what happened. I mean, she's absolutely right.
Yep, absolutely.
So Andy says, well, did you ever consider reaching out to her privately? She's like, yeah, I wrote her out a text and I was going to send it, but then I was told that she's blocked me. So what's the point? I mean,
I was watching a social media post and there's a girl who does, it's so funny. She does like impressions of Amanda.
Uh-huh.
Oh God, it was so funny. She was like, and it's 2026 and there's like no other way to reach out to anybody except for texting. So funny.
Well, I was wondering, did she type out the text, hit send, and then realize she was blocked?
We don't know.
Or she just heard from somebody she's blocked, so she didn't even try to try to send it.
Right.
Because if she unblocks you, I think she'll see it at some point, right?
She has
I don't know how that works.
very, very, very annoying way of speaking, Amanda. Somebody called it something, and I had never heard this saying before. Voice something. It'll come to me.
It'll come to you. It is hard to explain.
She's got a very annoying way of speaking.
Yeah.
Forget what the name of it is. Voice something.
It is hard to explain, but it is irritating all the same.
Very irritating.
So then Andy pivots and asks Owen, were you purposely being vague about your divorce at the boys' night? And Owen's like, yeah. And Andy said, well, why were you being vague? He said, well, listen, I'm coming into a group of people I don't even know. I have hesitations because of the drama around this group. And I don't think it's normal to talk to people I don't know about, like, my personal stuff. Honestly, that makes perfect sense to me.
Makes perfect sense.
It really does.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense to me.
It's called vocal fry.
Vocal fry?
Vocal fry.
I never heard of that. Of that.
All I had to do was Google Amanda Badillo's voice.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Came right up. Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's called vocal fry.
So when he said that, Gavin's like, well, why didn't you just say that? Like, this is Gavin, like, doing too much.
Yeah.
Always doing too much.
And, right. And Owen said, listen, I don't think anybody, and I'll leave out Andrea and Nick out of this because they never brought it up because it wasn't appropriate. No one has even, when cameras went down or when we finished filming, asked me anything about my divorce or my previous marriage. Gavin's like, well, you made it clear that you don't want to be asked. Owen said, yes, when the cameras came on.
Mm-hmm.
Owen is just trying to get Gavin to admit the only reason he was asking was for the cameras, and he will not do it.
Right.
Gavin
and that
said,
is
no,
what he's doing.
I know.
Totally.
Gavin said, no, it was for Danielle. And then Kyle was like, no, we were genuinely worried about, you, Danielle. And I'm like, no.
No.
No. Nobody
Right.
was
And
worried
then-
about her.
Nice try, but no.
Yep.
No. And then Lindsay's like, well, the boys came in after we were gossiping and they were gossiping on the boys' night. And Kenny's like, you mean the men? And she's like, no, the boys. Like, she won't give Kenny an inch. And I said, well, why don't we just Google it? So I was there trying to help you. No, you weren't, Lindsay. No, you were not. You were just being messy. You were just being messy. Andy asked Owen if you plan to marry once you're divorced. He's like, yeah, I can't be married to two people at once. Yeah, I'm going to get married, but we're not divorced yet. So, it is what it is. Then a viewer asked Danielle if she sees a path forward with Lindsay, and Danielle says she doesn't want a list of grievances. Like, she just wants to, like, move forward. Like, she doesn't want to keep going through this over and over again.
Yeah,
and
neither do we.
Yeah,
right. And then they both agree that they're just going to move forward with a clean slate, and we're not going to bring this up ever again. I hope that that's true. I hope it's true.
Yeah, I was wondering, I wondered, how it all played out with Danielle and having the baby early, and hopefully, Lindsay got over her shit and was like,
I hope
let
she
me
did
be there
too.
for her. You know what I mean? Because that's
Yeah.
horrible when you have a baby that early. That's really
Gosh, yeah.
scary. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking, oh boy, I hope she just got over
Yeah,
her.
I hope she let it
hopefully
go.
They put everything behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then once we get past that, then Andy moves on to Kyle and Amanda. What was once a temporary separation turned into Comanda's permanent new reality. Okay, now he's made up a word, Commanda. Andy asked Kyle if there was some part of him that was grateful that Amanda chose to move out. And Amanda jumps in and she's like, relief. And he's like, no, there was a sense of responsibility. He said, even though I knew our relationship was irreparable, I still wanted to take care of you. I still felt responsible for you. He's like, I don't know what that was. And I honestly do believe that about him. I know that you probably don't.
No, I think he took on that role with her. I think
Well, this
Yeah.
is the thing. He's older than her.
Mm.
And she came in their relationship when she was in her 20s, right?
early,
Yes,
24
early
or
20s.
something.
So
24.
She
Yeah.
has never been in a place where someone has not taken care of her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of the problem with their marriage, I think, is that he plays, and this is even fucked up to say because we all know how Kyle is, but he plays almost like a parental role.
He does.
And,
He does.
so their dynamic is not right to begin with.
Right.
No.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. At the end, at this last part of the reunion, I really thought it's very clear where Kyle and Amanda stand. I know where they stand right now. After Summer House, I was not sure where they stand. But I think that right now, and we'll go through it, I think that they're in a very good place, the two of them. And I think that they're going to be okay separate.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyle says that he would never initiate it or instigate it. Andy asked the group if they were aware that Kyle got caught making out with someone after him and Amanda got married. And Amanda admits that she never told anybody. Because that's one of the things she said in her confessional. And we're all like, we didn't know about that.
I'm sure Danielle, Carl, Lindsay have seen a lot that they're not saying. I don't think they needed Amanda to tell them anything.
Well, I
because
mean, and
at some
yeah.
point she stopped going out with them, Amanda. They all continued going out, whether in the city or in the Hamptons. And just like I'm sure West has seen a lot with going out with Kyle and probably used that to
manipulate.
Well, yeah,
Yep.
work his way. Oh, yeah.
For
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Because Kyle did
says-
look really guilty. when
Absolutely.
they talk about when Amanda says that, him having sex with someone while they were married. Come on, I mean, it's like, dude.
He says,
you're a
right.
bad liar,
Absolutely.
man. You're bad.
The worst.
Kyle admits that they both protected various aspects of their marriage. And Kyle said, I'm not proud of any kind of indiscretions. A lot of them, honestly, I don't have recollection of. I believe
that's a
that.
big thing, yeah. I believe it
I
too.
believe it.
I do believe
I believe
that.
it. Amanda says, listen, at the end of the day, you're at a club, by yourself, you're dancing close to someone enough that when you're married, that they think that something is going on, that's inappropriate. And he said, were there aspects that you protected? One of the aspects that you protected that you didn't have sex in years. And Kyle's like, yeah, we got into a funk immediately after our wedding. I tried for years. So this is we found that out at the last reunion. like that, that they hadn't had sex for 4 years.
He
And
said 7 years, which would have meant that they didn't have sex for 3 years prior to them getting married, which I thought sounded crazy.
Crazy.
But he even said, like, listen, in the 4 years, we had sex 3 times. So basically what he was saying is, like, there was not a lot of intimacy in the marriage. They said it, they were already seeing a counselor before they got married. So it was already an issue. And Amanda admits that, she was depressed. And depression, and I've said this, you don't have a desire when you're depressed. And then when you do get on medication, that medication also blocks your desire. And if the person that you're married to, you don't feel like they're courting you or respecting you, and because they are a workaholic, and, he was doing what he thought was best. He was trying to build a wealth for him and his family, being Amanda. And she just wanted him to be there present with her and date her and to be there to love her. And he wasn't doing that. So they were both on like 2 different pages at this point. And this was for quite a while, even before they were married.
And they did go to therapy. So it's not like they didn't try. Like, they did go. Right. It's just the changes weren't made. I guess the necessary changes just weren't made.
Right. On both of them.
Right. And you're trying to have a relationship in the public eye
for 10 years.
And your livelihood depends on that relationship.
Right.
Yep.
So it's just a big shit show. It's just a mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, Amanda says, she brings up again in the night she was moving out when he brought home these random people. And then he's like, well, it was 2 gay guys. And then Andy like rolls his eyes about that, but he didn't actually even bring them home. He brought them to his office, and she was saying which is across the hall, and the neighbors were buzzing her because the bass was too loud. And I get it. It was a big deal. And he's like, listen, I didn't want to come home. I didn't want to deal with it. Like, he's admitting like he fucked up. And she's saying, like, I was going to work on this, but then you do this to me. And I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. Listen, he knew it wasn't the DJing that was the issue for her. It was what came along with the DJing, the excessive drinking and the staying out all night. If he would just go do his DJ gig, I'm sure you need a couple of cocktails to loosen yourself up, or he does, rather.
I don't think he does. I actually don't think he does. I think that's
so either
just his personality.
Don't drink or just have a couple enough to loosen you up. Do your show and go the fuck home to your wife.
Right.
Like that,
right.
That was the problem.
Right, but if she's in,
I know,
like,
it's
a
like
weird
what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah, like a weird depressive state and high, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's just
yeah.
It's just a mess.
Neither one
that
of
should
them
have ended a long time ago.
Right,
that's what it is. Right.
Neither one of them put as much effort probably as they could have to salvage what was there. But
well, that's just it. I mean, Kyle admits his part. Andy said, "Do you admit?" He said, "Yeah, absolutely. I admit my part." And I feel like Amanda is admitting her part to it as well. Right?
Yeah.
I think that this was both of their faults.
Right here,
it wasn't one person's. Yes, I think it's both of their faults. Kyle's like, first I'm a workaholic, then I'm an alcoholic. And then he goes on to say that, he did 8 gigs during dry January. He didn't drink once. So if he can do 8 gigs during dry January and not drink once, I'm telling you, that says to me he's not an alcoholic.
Right. Oh, yeah, no.
And Amanda says, listen, you're saying exactly what I'm saying. Like, we're both saying, like, you were working towards the family. I wanted you to be here. We both had, like, we wanted the same things, but we were going about it differently. Like, I wanted you to be here and support me and court me, and you wanted to create our business and our wealth and our financial freedom so that we could have this great life together. And it just wasn't gelling. And in the midst of all that, I was depressed and not feeling great and being medicated or high or whatever it took, So then Andy brings up the scene where Amanda had lunch with Wes and Sierra to the group. Like, did that land differently to everyone after you saw it? And the group was like, yeah. Danielle's like, I think it was diabolical. I think you were diabolical. And Amanda's like, what do you mean? Like, I had no idea I had no idea. And Andy asked, because at that point, Sierra and West had been sleeping together. We found this out afterwards. But Amanda says she had no idea. And I believe that she didn't know, because I don't think Sierra was letting on to that. And West certainly wasn't, because West had his own agenda.
I don't think Amanda knew. I don't think anything was going on with Amanda and West at that point. I think West was, playing Sierra like he does, because he still had, what's her face? The other one.
I can't think of her. Yeah.
Miha.
I was going to say Mila.
Miha. Oh, I love that name, Mila. Yeah, I just don't think anything was going on with Amanda and West at that point. Maybe I don't even think they were flirting, because I really think at that point, Amanda probably really did want Sierra and West to kind of mend things, because they had just had that talk on the end of Summer House. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive.
I don't know either. I think it's complicated. I think that, Danielle kind of points this out, that, she was kind of checked out, but then Kyle points out that she was kind of giddy about the moment, and she was giddy about the moment, but I don't think she was giddy about the moment because she knew that Sierra was sleeping with Wes. She was giddy about the moment because, like you said, she was happy that those two were finally getting along.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, I can actually hang out with these two again in the same room.
Right.
And Sierra doesn't want to kill him.
Right. Then Andy says to Gavin, the fighting between Amanda and Kyle reached an all-time high at Nick and Yvonne's wedding dinner. Do you feel guilty at all for stirring the pot? And Gavin's like, no.
No, please. He's like, I'm doing my job.
That's right.
He's
I am the new Lindsay Hubbard.
Yes, yeah. I am bringing home the paycheck.
I'm doing what's best for them. They're not in couples counseling. They're not talking to each other because of XYZ. Maybe this is a good opportunity.
You're the new counselor on the block. The hell out of here.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Then Andy says to Kyle, I'm going to ask you a question that's going to piss you off. I was like, oh. He goes, going back to Summer House, and there was a moment in the bathroom where you were like cursing, using bad words, calling her a piece of shit, a dumbass. How often in your marriage would things escalate to that point where you would fight like that? And Amanda immediately answers, all the time. Kyle said, well, I think we were equally at fault. Like most of the time, like you initiated the fight. So I don't know. Amanda's saying one thing about this. Kyle's saying another thing.
I think they had a very toxic relationship. And I think they both were equal players in that. Equal players. Because if you're married for that long and you don't have any kind of intimate personal relationship, you have all those feelings that have to get out somehow. Yeah. So I'm sure they fought a lot, because what else is there to do?
Right.
Well, that's it. And then the other thing Andy says, we didn't talk about it at the Summer House reunion because there was so much else going on. He goes, but after that big fight, Amanda, after the fight was shut down, you acted like nothing ever happened and you were ready to party.
Right, which
that's
means
disturbing.
Right, that's how they're used to operating, because it becomes a normal thing, because that's your relationship. That's how you're uncomfortably comfortable.
Yep.
And that's what Kyle said. He said, we had to fake it all the time. We had to show up at the Summer House every week with a smile on our face. And they've said this now for years, that they would talk more in the Summer House than they did when they weren't filming.
And you know what? I think that whole thing is really very sad, because what a waste of time for the both of them.
Mm-hmm.
What a waste of time.
Well, they made a lot of money.
Yeah, but
they were both making salaries.
Was it really worth it?
Yeah, but is it worth it? I mean, that's not what
I don't think it is, but I'm sure that's what prompted them to continue doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Georgina saying Kyle was almost canceled, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get canceled for being a man in a bad marriage. And Andy's like, I don't think that's what was happening.
No.
That's not what it was about.
No.
You're being canceled for calling your wife a dumbass bitch.
Right, yeah.
On national television.
Right. For being the asshole that you were.
We're at a table full of people and,
Right.
Because whether they had that kind of banter between them, which it seems like they did, and I'm sure she was just as guilty, we never saw it. We only saw Kyle acting like that. We only saw Kyle talking like that.
So then Andy asks for an update on the divorce filing. Amanda said he did respond to my lawyer and with some requests. He wants to do a walk-away divorce, but has not just walking away. So I have to speak with my lawyer and get back to him. I was like, wait, what does that mean? And Kyle said, well, yeah, there's certain things like get your stuff out of my apartment. And
that'll take like 6 years.
Lindsay's like, Amanda, you got it's been 9 months. You got to get your shit out of his apartment. And Kyle's like, well, there's other things too, like dog related. And then Kyle said, and I still pay your health insurance. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. So he's still taking care of her.
But she was an employee of Loverboy.
Well, but was she actually ever really doing anything?
I'm sure that's how she was getting her health benefits, though. I'm sure, And by the way, you're married to her. You were married to her. If you carry the benefits, we all are married to people who carry the benefit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But again, he's pointing it out that he's still taking care of her. Right? He's not.
So a walkaway divorce is an informal legal term for a fast, uncontested split where spouses keep their own separate assets and demand nothing from each other.
Well, I think that's what he wants.
But except for there, he probably is.
But, it's interesting. We did find out earlier in the season that they kept their money separate. That is huge and has to be very helpful in this divorce proceeding.
Yeah, they kept their money separate. And I mean, he said it was something about the dogs, which makes sense. I mean, they have these 2 dogs, so they got to figure that out, right?
I know. And the dogs probably miss each other. Like, why did one have to go with one and the other go with the other one?
Maybe they can do 1 week together with one house, another week in the other house.
That's what they should do. Let the dogs play with each other.
But I see him wanting to get her shit out of his place. It's been 9 months.
God. Especially with all the shit she's got.
He should really.
He should just pack it up,
yes,
put it in storage, and tell her, "Look, I paid for 3 months of storage. After that, you're on your own."
Yes, I totally agree.
That would be the smart thing to do.
Hire someone to come over and pack her stuff up.
Pack her shit up, take it to storage, pay for the 3 months. I'm out. You do whatever you want after that.
Yes,
but I would not be waiting on her ass.
No,
to come and do it
because first of all, she's probably got nowhere to put it. I mean, she's probably going to have to take that shit to her parents' house in Hillsborough.
Junk. Let's just freaking get rid of it. She hasn't used it in 9 months. She doesn't need the damn shit. Like, let's be real.
Right. Exactly.
Amanda says the reason I think that we stayed together longer than we should have is because there's so much love between us and there's a friendship also. And they both agree about that. And she also says that she was afraid to lose Kyle in her life and she's glad that she hasn't lost him so far. And Andy says I hope you guys can figure out your friendship. And Lindsay said, look at me and Carl. Of course they can. And I do think that they can. I think that those two.
But come on, Lindsay. You were engaged to the guy for a couple of months and it's a broken engagement. It's a little different than being married to somebody for 10 years.
Right.
They were married
especially
for 4.
when you
Be
with somebody for 10 years, especially when you started out dating them at 24 years old. You were a baby. It's totally different. It has nothing to do with her and Carl, but she has to insert herself in somebody else's moment.
Shit.
It's maddening. It's totally different.
And then he asks about Gavin and Kenny, and they're in a good place. Kenny says he's going to marry Whitney, and he asks Danielle about being excited about being a mom, and she says what's exciting is about becoming a parent, she says, and raising a little Irish Puerto Rican New Yorker. Okay. I'm here for that, to be quite honest with you. Andy asks Amanda, where do you see you and West heading? And she's like, I'm not looking too far into the future right now. I thought I was going to be with Kyle forever, and you see how that turned out. So I'm just kind of, living day by day. And then he asked Kyle if this summer is going to be a fun summer. And he said it's going to be a fun summer. And we can already see, based on social media, Kyle is having his fun summer.
Yeah,
it's fun summer.
For sure.
And Amanda is still with West at the Jersey Shore last weekend. So she's, I guess, having her fun summer.
Yeah. Living it up at the boatyard.
Oof. Yep. So
I find nothing attractive about him. He skeeves me.
Horrible.
He skeeves me.
And even if you did find him slightly attractive before, you can't possibly now.
No. When I look at him, I think about like like boys when they were 12, like,
Yeah.
my fingers so I can make a fart. Like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Ugh. Like frat boy.
yeah, dirty underwear. I can't.
Honestly, I don't
thank
even think he's
God
wearing.
this
I don't think he's wearing underwear.
not
Laura.
wearing
I think
Yeah,
there's no
probably
underwear.
not.
He's just
Thank God
smooths
this
it.
reunion was only 2 parts. I'm really annoyed to hear that the Valley's reunion is 3 parts. There's
Oh, wait
no
a second. I wanted to ask you guys, is this something that they normally do? There was like no reunion set for me to rag them on.
No, it's very odd for them
They
to
were like
have it in a
jammed
clubhouse.
in there. I was just
It's a
I was
little
like,
odd
all
that they were in
summer.
the clubhouse, quite honestly.
yeah,
But it's the
I
first
don't know if
season.
it's just because they all live in the city, but well, not always, but recently, I'd say probably within the past 5 to 10 years, they've started doing all of the reunions in the city. Andy used to go on location to where they were, but he doesn't anymore. They come to him. So it is interesting that they were in the clubhouse because you're bringing they live in the city. You're bringing them to they're in the city anyway. Where's your warehouse where you normally
have
do
the other
reunions?
things?
Maybe
Yeah, I
it
was just
wasn't
like, I didn't know.
available.
I didn't know what was going on. I was like,
It's also a very small set. The clubhouse is a very small set to have all these people.
Yeah, I felt like they were like all jammed in there. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it's a first season. A first season doesn't always get a reunion. So the Valley that we're talking about right now, that's going to have 3 parts, their first season, they didn't even have a reunion. Their second season they did, and we're on their 3rd season now.
Now, does the McBee have
So
one?
the McBee dynasty has not ever had a reunion, and we're on the 3rd season of that.
Because that would be good.
Yeah.
The difference with the McBee one, so Southern Hospitality, when they first started, I don't think their first season they did, but even Southern Charm, I think that their reunion started out in the clubhouse, just like Southern Hospitalities. I think they started out in the clubhouse.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Like they started out there.
But yeah.
And McBee's a little different because it's really all family.
I just think that would be interesting if they had something like that.
Listen, I'm not saying it wouldn't be interesting. I think it would be interesting, too, to get a catch-up. But when it's all family and they're all living together, it's really just waiting for next season. What, are you going to confront your brother? Like,
right. You just saw him
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like these aren't people that are in your life every day, like the in the city people or the housewives. Like they're only in their lives when they're filming. This is actually their family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think a reunion would be weird.
Yeah, you're
I
probably
just
right.
don't know. I just don't know why the Valley's getting 3 parts to the reunion. I think it's going to be horrible. I'm not.
Forget about the 3 parts. I just looked at their outfits.
Horrible.
I'm sorry. Brittany needs to fire her stylist.
Yes, I saw that too. I was like,
her
no,
stylist.
no, it's
what
not
are
good.
you doing?
It's not good. It's not good.
You just had this mommy makeover, and your stylist puts you in this. What?
Right.
What are they thinking?
When she went, because I watched it, and she went for that makeover thing and had that photo shoot, and she looks
the
beautiful.
photo shoot. She looked gorgeous.
Beautiful. And then I saw her outfit for that, and I was like, girl, you just look so nice. Why are you in this horrible outfit?
Because she's letting somebody who doesn't know what the F they're doing style her.
Obviously, because I was like, whoa. It's not good.
Brittany, fire your stylist, please.
Fire your stylist.
Because she looked great on her photo shoot. She looked really nice.
What did you think of Lala's slutty
how
pirate look?
How horrible. What are you doing? When she walked in, I was like, what? She going to like a costume party?
Yes.
I mean,
always.
Her reunion dress, Lala's reunion dress, I didn't think was bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all.
It was very basic.
Well, that's pretty.
Well, yeah, but Brittany was horrible.
That was horrible. I saw that too. I was like, no, I don't know who's lying to you.
Yeah, because she just
lying
went
to
through
you.
all of that. She looks beautiful. I'm sure she feels beautiful. Like,
yeah, it was
what
not
are we doing?
good at all.
No, it's not good. Not good.
Like she should have wore the black dress that she wore for that photo shoot. She looked gorgeous in it.
Yep.
I
Absolutely
totally agree.
gorgeous. I don't know
I
who.
totally agree.
Like I said, somebody is lying to you, girl.
I feel like, listen, I don't want to blame Zach, but Zach is supposed to be your best friend. Zach, you should have said to her, no, girl, do not
They
do
don't
that.
seem like they're in a very good place at the reunion, so who knows?
They don't? All right. Well, then Lala should have said something to her.
think something happens on the we got to watch the finale.
Gosh. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.